Welcome back, Martin Sim Racing fans. It is time for round 3 of season 2 of the Gran Turismo 7 World Series here in 2022, and I've got a choice to make this week between 3 Group 3 race cars. Ford has 3 choices for me. There may even be one more, but 3 that I'm choosing between, and that's going to be that Mustang you just saw, this Ford LM GT race car, Spec 2 I believe is what it's called. I mean, it's got a long name, but it's a great car and it's so fun to drive. And man, if looks was the winner, this thing would already have the trophy. Look at that sucker. But also we have this little Eco Boost, which is a realistic Ford GT race car that is currently being raced on circuits. But I don't know, we may just put that one right back in the garage because I'm not feeling it as much. But I am going to show you the lap. I'm going to show you a lap of each one of these cars, and I'm going to get your opinion on which one I should drive, because I need your help. It's a tough decision. I know the Mustang's a consistent bet. Boy, look at that Ford LM race car though, man. That thing will go on that straightaway. Don't nobody want none of that sucker. Now, we're at the Sardinia racetrack this week. We did a couple videos a few weeks ago at this track. If you hadn't seen them, go back and check them out. One of them's called Dive Bomb, and one of them is Was I Wrong? So this is a different version of that track. You always know you're in this area and you're on this circuit when you see those windmills. I feel sorry for those birds, but hey, it is what it is. It is a beautiful place, and I do like driving this track, and I'm getting a feel for it. I've only practiced just a little bit, so these times I'm sure can get better. So let's get right into it. I want to show you what this race is going to entail here, like what all the rules are going to be, because there's going to be some different strategy involved in this week. It's not going to be so straightforward. As you can see right here, you're going to have fuel use of 3 times normal use, 10 times the use on tire wear. So which car is fastest may not necessarily be the one that's best, right? Because if it's better on tires, maybe that car is going to be better to go with. We only want to do a 1 pit stop, that's for sure. We have to use mediums, we have to use hards, but we can use softs. So we're definitely going to be qualifying on soft tires and either starting on the mediums or hards and switching to the other one. Now, like I said, so it's a lot to consider. You can't just consider what's the fastest car. You have to take all that in consideration, the fuel use and the tire wear. The tire wear, I think, is going to be really important. But also the fuel use will be as well. So let's get right into it. We're going to show you the Mustang first. I love the Mustang car. It's a really good car. And we're going to get in here in the cockpit and ride around for a lap, and then we're going to see the same lap from behind the car. So I think I did pretty good on this lap. You know, me watching it myself, I do think there's some places to get more time. I think I ended up with like a 19.1, which for a B driver on my first night practicing, from what I can tell looking at the rankings, that's pretty good. Now right here, I definitely should swoop out wider and then come down that hill faster. I did some laps where I was faster during this section doing that, following that kind of that scuff marks. But on this fastest lap, I didn't do it because, you know, the laps where I did it and I was faster, I didn't put the whole thing together. And I'm really struggling with this curve. I need some help with this curve. I know that I'm slow going through this curve. I'm just not hitting it right. I'm slow with every car, slower than I should be. You know, I'm not bad on the rest of it, but that's what I'm saying. I think there's a second left out here. I think we can get an 18.1 or a low 18 and be in there consistent with that. And that'll put us where we want to be. But man, we want to be the best. We want to win. So let's just shoot for the 17s. I'm not hitting that last little section there right either. I can already tell watching this myself that I've got to get better. We go back and watch it here from behind the car, and I think we'll be able to get a better look. But it is fun to watch it from inside the cockpit. So we're going down through here, going to turn 1. It's pretty straightforward. I'm braking at the 100 board and kind of trail braking into this curve. As I get rolling straight, I hit second gear to accelerate. I try to keep it in fourth right here, just lift a little bit and then punch it all the way till I get to this curve, and I start braking at the beginning of the curbing. Then I shift down a second as the car kind of turns and punch it again. Now right here I don't take the right line. I think the right line is to keep going a little wide and then slower, and then you can shoot down the hill faster, and I think you're much faster doing that. If I'm wrong, let me know, or if you think I'm wrong, let me know, because maybe you're wrong. Who knows, right? But I do think that would be faster, just from what I can tell. Those scuff marks and those dark sections of track is kind of like a hint of where you should be going, in my opinion. As you can see where I'm braking on all these curves, I do okay on that one, but that one before it down at the bottom of the hill, I need some help on that. I've got to clean that up. That's not good. And here on this last section, I do okay right there, but you got to kind of hit that apex just right so you can hit the next one, and probably want to cut that corner a little more, not too much, or you get a half-second penalty, and get my time down a little bit. I think I'm going to come across here to like a 19.1. Yes, and that's a 19.1, and that is my best time. So now we're going to be in the Ford GT Spec 2 race car. I think that's what it's called. It's got a long name, but you know what I'm talking about. And this thing is fun to drive. It definitely rotates better, especially when you lift off the throttle. It wants to rotate, which also means the back end wants to come loose at times, and it's not as stable. But on the straightaways, I'm telling you, man, it is super fast, because I loaded the ghost of the world record time, and even on just the starting lap, not even after doing a fast lap, but just on the little starting lap, when we get to the end of turn 1, I'm smoking him. Like, he's a car length and a half behind this car, and that's the world record time. So if I could take the curve a little better, like right here, this is a terrible curve. Like, watch how I take it, and then I just straight on. Got to get better at that. I know that's not the way you take it, but when you kind of take the curve and then you're going up the hill, the car just wants to get loose, and it's tough. It's just tough to judge what to do. Part of it is still my brake pedal. I still haven't fixed it and made it looser, but we're just going to have to deal with it for now, because I don't have time to fix it. But the thing is on this straightaway right here, this car is screaming. I mean, I think that the sim racing cockpit was even shaking. The car was going so fast. I'm telling you, it's crazy, because I'm beating that guy consistently toward the end of that first turn with this car. I mean, she just goes and goes and goes so fast. It's just like you have such an advantage right there on that straightaway, and if you could just get it to rotate and slip just a little bit, you could just hit all these curves just right. And I think that's the key. I think this car is probably the fastest one, okay? But it takes a very skilled driver to get it through there. You kind of got to ride the car through the lap, not drive it. And you got to just really feel it and get used to it and commit to this car and practice a lot to where it's just, you can just drive it. Because some people are going to be able to, some aren't not. The Mustang is going to be more consistent. When I was doing my laps, I did find it faster. Now, if somebody needs to comment on this, but I found myself faster on the Mustang with traction control on 1. Now, that's not normally the case, but for whatever reason on this circuit, that was the case for me. I tried it, and I tried it without crashing and being good and all that, 1-0. But when I turn it on 1, I can just get into that throttle a little quicker and not worry about on some of these where the elevation changes and you're turning. I can do that, and the car stabilizes itself, and it allows me to just go faster. Now, I could practice and get faster without it. I usually haven't been driving with it on in a long time, but I'm telling you, with all the cars, I was faster with traction control on 1. I don't know if anybody else wants to comment on that, but this is the other Ford GT race car, and it was more stable. So on stability wise, it's better than the other GT, but it's not as fast top end, but it may be a little faster than the Mustang. So you kind of feel like, well, maybe this is the best of both worlds. I don't know though. I wasn't near as fast with this car, as you'll see the time, and I was only 0.3 slower on the Ford GT LM race car than I was the Mustang. Okay, but the thing about it is, I didn't practice as much with the Ford LM, so I might could get faster, but I did have a lot of wipeouts. I mean, I had times where, I mean, you just hit a curb wrong, you're done. And so it's a risky car to drive, and that's the thing you got to take into consideration. I think the other thing is with the tire wear being 10 times the use. 10 times the use. 1 lap is 10 laps. Think about that. 5 laps is 50 laps. These GT cars, they want to slide a little bit around these curves, whereas the Mustang stays more planted. So right there, it kind of takes the fun away from the decision, and you kind of got to go, well, you probably should use the Mustang with that much tire wear. But I still don't know, because I mean, like I said, I could get a lot better at driving these cars, particularly the white one, the Ford GT LM race car, if I practice. You can see the back of this car. It looks like a fighter jet. I mean, it's freaking awesome. You know, I like it, but I do like the other one much better, personally. And the other one is based off of the one that they beat Ferrari in the 24-hour Le Mans race. that the movie Ford vs. Ferrari is based on. It's based off that car. It's like a modern version of that car. It's not a real car. It's just a car made for this game, but they could build it if they wanted to. But there again, fuel use, 3 times the use. I don't know if that's going to be the thing that really makes the decision. And you can see how terrible this lap is. But tire wear, you know, with these cars, like I said, if I practice, then maybe I can get the tire wear to be the same as the Mustang. But that's going to be something where I'm going to have to get in, you know, make a custom race and set it up and just kind of see which one is going to do it with the tires. I mean, which one really is going to wear faster. I can tell you right now, if I drive it the way I am driving it, the Mustang is going to be better for tires. But that doesn't mean it's going to be that way. Because, see, those higher-end guys, those A-plus guys, they're going to use that Ford LM race car. I know they probably are. I feel confident that they will. Because it is a faster car. And if it's a case of just practicing and getting better, it's possible I can do it. But I need some in-depth comments about it. Guys, that's all I really wanted to go over for this video. And you can see all 3 cars sitting there. And this is definitely not the same track, but I can't remember which track this is. Maybe, I hate to say, no, I'm not sure. Maybe Spa, but I'm not sure. They're all beautiful cars, but I really like that white one. And I'm telling you, man, the top end speed. If I can just get better at taking the turns in it, I just don't see how the Mustang can compete with it. I really don't. Because, I mean, the guy with the world record time right now, I mean, by the time I get to the end of the straight, he's like trying to catch up. It's just a matter of taking the turns faster. It's such a fast car, and it's so fun to drive. It's just fun to drive. I mean, I know people are going, whoa, he's not in the Mustang. You know what I mean? So it'd be fun to just try it. And I'm going to tell you, this weekend when these races occur, I'm probably only going to get one shot. It's probably going to be the late one because I got some stuff going on this weekend. It's not even a guarantee that I'll get to race this weekend, but I still like to practice for the fun of it, and hopefully I'll get a chance to. And I think I probably will, but it's just not a guarantee. But guys, let me know in the comments which one I should choose. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet and you've been watching these videos, please subscribe. I did pick up one more subscriber, and I appreciate it, whoever it was. I promise you I'm going to keep turning out videos as long as I keep getting subscribers. Y'all have a good week. Take care.